everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I appreciate you being a viewer and a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Please gently give me a like. I would really appreciate that. Let's just jump right in, folks. As far as stimulus is concerned, it is game on from the White House Press Secretary, Jennifer Psaki. She conducted a press conference today where she made it very clear where the administration stands, and there was some new information here and some new behind the scenes things that have been going on, and that's what we're going to report in this video. Welcome to our channel. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. This right here is a little bit of information about me in case you don't know about me. The Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Let's just jump right in. In a very wide-ranging press conference that was conducted today, the White House Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki made it clear that the Biden administration is absolutely set on passing stimulus, and that was going to be one of the big priorities for the Biden administration in its early days, including using reconciliation if the Republicans were not playing ball. In fact, there has been some talk of potentially doing a piecemeal package, and Jennifer Psaki pretty much said, that's not going to happen. Let's just jump into the first segment of this press briefing where Jennifer Psaki made some important comments. In fact, you'll see the PR strategy, the public relations strategy from the White House in this first segment, where Jennifer Psaki says that this $1.9 trillion stimulus package, which is a plan right now, keep in mind right now it's a plan, it's a proposal, it's not yet a bill. A proposal has to become a bill, and then that bill has to be debated on in both the House and the Senate. It has to pass the House and the Senate, and then it goes to the president's desk for signing, and at that point it becomes law. She said the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, the plan, the proposal, if you will, has the support of a majority of the American people. And again, this is part of the public relations exercise. This is part of trying to get support so that constituents can then call their lawmakers, both Republicans and Democrats, and pressure them into supporting this package. Pretty interesting PR calculation, public relations calculation from the White House Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki. Let's take a look and hear what she had to say.
President Biden ran on a pledge to restore unity. He promised on Inauguration Day he'd be a president for all Americans, but since he's gotten into office, he's been largely acting unilaterally. I mean, we saw a record-breaking number of executive orders. He has not yet met with lawmakers on Capitol Hill, and we're not even quite sure who he's talking to on Capitol Hill. So what do you say to Americans who are watching all of these executive orders? And does the White House think that this is the best way to make policy, considering an opposing president could come back in 4 years from now and erase all the work he's done with the stroke of a pen?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there, so let me try my best. First, the president put forward a large and bold COVID relief package, $1.9 trillion, that is meant to address the challenges the American people are facing and the dual crises that that the country is facing, from the pandemic to an economic recession as a result. That package has the support of the majority of Americans, according to every poll that we have seen publicly released. So I would say first that part of unifying the country is addressing the problems that the American people are facing and working to reach out to Democrats and Republicans to do exactly that. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's had calls with Democratic and Republican members of Congress, many of them. He's doing more calls today, but he's doing calls regularly throughout the week and has done them back to when he was inaugurated and even before then. But he's also calling Democratic and Republican mayors and governors to talk to them about what their needs are on the ground. So his objective as president is to deliver on what he promised in his inaugural address, govern for all of the American people by focusing on addressing the issues that people are facing that aren't just hitting blue states or red states, aren't just hitting Democrats or Republicans, but are crises that we are all facing. And I think the polls will tell you that people are responding to that. In terms of executive actions, he also ran with a commitment to take steps immediately to address the pain and suffering that the American people were feeling. And that includes overturning some of the detrimental, harmful, and at times immoral policies and actions of the prior administration. But he's the first to tell you, as he said many times publicly, he's not going to take executive action alone. That's why he's put forward a number of packages that he's actively working with members of both parties to move forward on.
Now, the thing that jumped out at me the most from that segment was Jennifer Psaki emphasizing that the president is speaking with both sides, that this is not about the red or the blue. You've heard me mention this before. Me, it's not about the red or the blue. It's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm American. We are all Americans first. And this is a strategy that the Biden administration is following. Hey, who knows? Maybe President Biden watches Ignition Time. Maybe Jennifer Psaki watches Ignition Time. So, hey, I hope they're subscribers to the channel. But basically, what Jennifer Psaki said is that the president is speaking with both sides, and the strategies of the Biden administration when it comes to stimulus relief are not red or blue. It's not about the red states or the blue states, which is a completely different approach from the previous administration, where Trump said many times that he did not want stimulus to bail out poorly run Democratic states. You remember those days? Well, these days are different. So let's take a look at another segment where Jennifer Psaki says that the president is speaking with both sides, and his strategies, his policies, the American Rescue Plan is designed to help all Americans. It's not about the red or the blue. Let's roll the segment.
Follow-up. If the issue is that Congress is so broken that he needs to work quickly unilaterally to get some of this done, then does he support the move towards reconciliation that Senate Democrats are talking about right now? It's essentially the same idea.
Well, I didn't say that that was his point of view. Those are your words, not mine. I would say his view is actually that these policies, the policies in his COVID relief package, are policies that are not Democratic or Republican. Everybody wants their kids to go back to school. Everybody thinks that there should be more shots in the arms of Americans. Everybody thinks that the American people should get more relief and a bridge in this period of time that is such a challenge. So what he's saying is, here's my proposal. Here's how I think. Here's how economists, medical experts, health experts think we can address these crises we all agree are impacting all of our constituents across the country. Let's have a conversation about it. That's what he's doing. At the same time, he's not going to delay action that would help bring relief to the public and help bring access to affordable health care to the American people, help ensure women have access to reproductive health as well. So, there are a lot of steps he's taken over the past couple of weeks. He's not going to delay actions that require immediate action, that he can bring that relief immediately, but he's also going to work with Congress. He's proposed multiple bills to do that.
Now, one of the things that has come up is that President Biden has signed many executive orders. So a lot of people are like, do you really want to work with the Republicans because you're doing so much stuff unilaterally? Keep in mind that the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, there he is. Hello, Chuck. The House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, there she is. Hello, Speaker Pelosi. Have both clearly said that they will use reconciliation if the Republicans don't get on board and if they don't come to a bipartisan agreement. So the concern amongst the Republicans is, hey, do you want to work with us or are you going to go it alone? And so Jennifer Psaki was specifically asked whether President Biden is supporting reconciliation or does he want to do something bipartisan. Keep in mind that the Democrats are trying to, in a sense, have their cake and eat it too, because on the one hand they're saying, hey, let's do something bipartisan, but on the other hand they've already got the ball rolling when it comes to reconciliation. Now, you can call this a smart strategy, you can call it a political strategy, or you can call it playing games. That's entirely up to you. Let's take a look at Jennifer Psaki's comments where she says that the president wants to get support from both sides. And also, in a very interesting reframing of the situation, she said reconciliation is a way to bring relief to the American people and Republicans can get on board and support reconciliation. Pretty interesting framing. Folks, this is how politics is. Politics is about taking a negative and trying to convert it into a positive. And we are seeing that happen from the White House Press Secretary, Jennifer Psaki. Let's roll the tape and hear what she had to say.
Go ahead, Mary.
Following up on that, Democratic leaders on the Hill appear to already be eyeing reconciliation. We heard Leader Chuck Schumer today saying that they're moving ahead with or without Republicans. Does this undermine your calls for bipartisanship, and are you urging them to give this more time?
Well, we're all very close to this here, reconciliation and all the terminology in Washington. Everybody who's watching may not be. Reconciliation is a parliamentary process. It's a way to get legislation through. It's a way to get relief to the American people. The president wants this to be a bipartisan package, regardless of the mechanisms. Republicans can still vote for a package, even if it goes through with reconciliation. There's no blood oath anybody signs. They're able to support it regardless. And he wants this to be a bipartisan package. He's listening to Democrats and Republicans. We all are, to ensure that that's what it looks like at the end of the day.
But it doesn't seem that you can get both the speed you want and the bipartisanship at the same time. So which is the priority?
I don't think that's true. We refute that notion. These challenges that the American public are facing are urgent. People don't know how to plan to have food on their table now. They're worried about whether their kids can go back to school in a couple months now. They're worried about getting the vaccine now. And those are issues that Republican elected officials are hearing, Democratic elected officials are hearing from their constituents, and we're confident that people are going to listen to them and come together to support a bipartisan bill.
Now, folks, the next segment is also super interesting because Jennifer Psaki was asked, hey, are you folks considering doing a piecemeal package? Will you either do a smaller package or will you do essentially a large package split into two pieces? In other words, are you open to doing something like that? And she made it very clear. By the way, this is the big news from this discussion. She made it very clear that the Biden administration will not do something piecemeal. The Biden administration wants to do something big, bold, and comprehensive as soon as possible. And also the other thing that jumped out at me was that Jennifer Psaki said that the president and the Biden team is willing to listen to both sides and they want to try and come to a consensus, but they definitely want to get something done as soon as possible. And also the big news was that they are willing to make it a little bit more targeted. For me, that was a big takeaway. So let's roll the tape and hear what Jennifer Psaki had to say about the Biden administration being willing to speak with both sides, being willing to make the proposal more targeted, but at the same time making it clear that they were not willing to do a piecemeal stimulus. Very interesting comments. Let's roll the tape.
First on the COVID relief package, in order to cut a deal, would President Biden be willing to entertain a smaller package?
Well, first, and you didn't ask me this, but since there was some reporting this morning, I just want to take the opportunity to be crystal clear. We're not looking to split the package. That is not a proposal from the White House. I talked to the president about it this morning. That is not what our focus is or our intention is. And the reason is because we are not going to put ourselves in a place or anyone in a place where we're choosing between helping families to put food on the table and making sure kids get back to school, or making sure kids get back to school and getting a vaccine in the arms of Americans. Now, at the same time, what the president has conveyed to all of us and had during his conversations with members of Congress is that he's put his proposal out there. He was in the Senate for 36 years. He, of all people, appreciates the back and forth, the engagement, the opportunity to hear from members of all sides on what they like, what they don't like, things they think should be smaller. Some have proposed things should be bigger. There's, of course, lots of ideas. No member of Congress is a wallflower that are out there in public, and certainly that reflects the private conversations as well. And, there are areas. For example, there has been some discussion of, can this be more targeted? The president believes that, and that based on his recommendations of economists and his health and economic experts, this is a overall package and proposal that is absolutely targeted toward the people who need it most. But he's happy to have a conversation about that, and happy to have a conversation about any component that people are coming at him with good ideas. But our focus is on making it better, improving the package as people have good ideas. We're open for business and open to hear from members of Congress on that, but we're not going to do this in a piecemeal way or break apart a big package that's meant to address the crisis we're facing.
That's it, everybody. Some big revelations from Jennifer Psaki's press conference about stimulus that was conducted today. It's very clear where the priorities of the Biden administration are. Now, keep in mind, they are pursuing a two-track strategy. They have these bipartisan negotiations that are being led by the director of the White House Economic Council, Brian Deese. There he is. Hello, Brian. Brian Deese is speaking with the bipartisan group of senators, all these Republican senators right here. Brian Deese is speaking with all of them, and Brian is also speaking with all the Democratic senators right here. He's in touch with them as well. And what the White House is doing is trying to talk to all these senators and also open the doors to reconciliation in case push comes to shove. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll get a link to the entire press conference in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This right here is some information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. You're watching the Ignition Time channel. I welcome you to our channel. The thing that's unique about this channel is we cover the country, we cover the economy, and by extension, the impact that all of these things have on your money. I encourage you to please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. Also, tell your friends and family about us. Share this video with just 2 friends or family members. That would be amazing. One of the unique things about our channel is we always provide a link in the description section below to all our resources, because you can dig deeper into these news stories for yourself. We do all the research so you don't have to, and that is our commitment to you on behalf of me and my team and everyone behind the scenes at this channel. We release videos every single day. We release videos that help you understand the state of politics. What's going on in the White House with President Biden? What's going on in the House with House Speaker Pelosi? What's going on in the Senate with the new Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and the bane of his existence, the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell? You will understand everything that's going on in the complex chessboard, this chess sequence where the key players are the President, the House Speaker, the Senate Majority Leader, and the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell. I help you understand what's going on in the complex world of Washington, D.C. so you can make sense of all of this for yourself. Follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Follow us on Twitter as well. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Here's my Twitter handle. You'll see that our Twitter community is growing very rapidly. I invite you to join us on our Twitter community because you'll see what I'm reading, you'll be able to engage with me, and I retweet the news in real time. So you'll be able to follow along all the breaking news with me on Twitter. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget, you can get on our SMS list. Just get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list. You'll get important news, breaking news from Ignition Time. You can also get on our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you'll be able to get on our email list. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. No worries about that. Also, keep in mind that sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. Simply bookmark that and you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and check out our videos at any point in time that you want. Please comment below, become a part of our growing community. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thanks. Bye.